meet you guys in person. I mean, of course, Mike, I met you in person, like, but and Chalk, like, I would love to meet him in person, and that'd be awesome.
Make sure you meet him in a large room, because you don't want to feel
strong chairs. You need strong chairs.
Yeah, it's really bench seating. Bench seating really does it the best.
No wicker furniture. Does it say series finale? It does, right? There it is. Yes. May 23rd.
Oh, series.
We're live on YouTube early. We're just
not today, Chuck. You just called it YouTube. It's a YouTube.
Right, excuse me.
Clueless for a year.
Hello, the YouTubes. Good to see you. Thought we'd hang out in the ApocaLips one just one more time.
Yeah, it's true.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can you assure me that this season finale is not going to be that it was all a dream?
I pitched to Chuck that I wake up next to the rotting corpse of Suzanne Plachette, but he turned
right. I cannot confirm that this won't all be a dream. Up until today, it felt right. And then I went for a walk in the sunshine today and was like, maybe, this was a lot of fun.
We'll do another show.
We'll find new shows,
Hey, I just got a message that said my internet connection is unstable.
Right. Well,
that seems appropriate.
The computer said that. I specifically asked. I asked for the unstable connection because I wanted something to go with my personality.
Right. If we could just, if I could have a manic depressive internet connection, that would be great. What we'll do, Mike, is we'll go from ApocaLips 1 to, I think, our favorite launching zone. This is, we'll sail aboard the I'm a Needy yacht.
Yep, I went to that Winchell's not too long ago.
Did you? That's our favorite Winchell's.
That's where we play Winchell's and Dragons.
Mm-hmm. And this is where we start every one of our tour de farces.
More popular than Walter Winchell's?
Could be.
Although this is the one that has all the ships at sea, as you can tell.
It puts the awe in Bear Claw, I'll tell you that.
That's part of the song.
So do you, Chuck.
Fritter Mage.
Uncle Winchell George DiMaggio.
Right.
This is a little ice.
Yep. This glacier is part of Mike's contract. This is where we have to chip off fresh ice cubes for Mike's iced tea. So
fuck the police. That's what I said.
Right. Straight out of Glacier, my friend. If you're new to us,
my original contract said nothing that ended in Berg would be allowed on my show, but it turns out that's illegal since anti-discrimination laws. But
right. Well, we got
Thank you.
Sorry, buddy.
How to say yes and without saying yes and.
Yeah, that's what New York.
They do.
Moving back into the humor portion of the show.
They do call me the no not of improv.
There are a lot of Bergs in that city too.
Right. Sure. So it's good to see New York. We sailed to New York early in the ApocaLips.
Yep.
It's one of the first gimmicks that I'm an idiot. Went and then Washington D.C. Chip will pick you up.
There we go. Cool.
He does peanut.
I didn't even think of that. If I had thought of that at all, we'd have Chip getting on board right here.
That's how we can get everybody to Denver.
Right. And we'll get everybody to come here. Speaking of everybody in Denver, this is our comedy club.
Karen, one last time.
Right. Karen's here. She'd like to speak to the manager.
That's right.
What about the couple? Are they coming? Or
She can't believe Karen can't believe somebody would actually do fat jokes.
This is the
Be careful.
hostess who's checking her emails every week, and
right. She works for Southwest Airlines, and she's now getting flights again. So her schedule's picked up. She can't even be. If we were doing a show next week, she couldn't be here because she's got the Memorial Day shift to Vegas. And here's this couple. They look like they're together today.
Just like it's like, Becky, why are you stepping off?
Right. He's in the classic.
I would have let you ride in front.
I didn't mean it.
If they were just a little bit further apart, they'd be married.
Right. Yeah, they're
girls' way.
That's dating close. If they were married, she wouldn't even have the pretend smile.
Like, what's wrong with a Vespa? That's what I want to know.
There they go.
And he'll go up himself. Oh,
right. He's out of here. Well,
invite him to our Winchels and Dragons games.
Yeah, he's probably really good. I bet you he's got a +5 mage. That's all the rage, I'm sure. Always want to say thanks to Zoe Deschanel for inspiring our no fees ticketing. We sold tickets throughout the apocalypse, and we absorbed the fees, and then we donated 10% to Elevating Connections. Stacy's here, and we already hear her giggle and laugh. We'll talk to Stacy in a moment, and then we'll launch the show. But remember, we used to have the bar, and we'd ask people, "What are you drinking?" What was the name of the bartender, Mike? You always had a lookalike for him.
I can't remember. It was Raul or something like that.
Right. And then we had bathrooms.
From Faulty Towers. He used to work at Faulty Towers, didn't he?
Yes, I believe so.
You got him an H-1 visa? Is that what you did?
Yes, and our bathrooms are unisex bathrooms. They were, in fact, any sex bathrooms. Go ahead and have whatever sex you want. It's your bathroom. I don't have to clean it. So that's, I think, why he's a little mad.
Clean.
Right, and
stone trough urinal.
There she is, Miss American Pie. That's Gladys Frolicky, our cashier. If you notice fast and easy checkout, it's because Gladys is fast and easy. Right, and
she's not cheap though.
No, and she'll be part of a new feature of Open Mic called Make Gladys Laugh. So that'll be really fun. A great way to get people to join Open Mic early. We have a little joke writing contest and to make Gladys laugh.
Her apron says no, but those glasses say yes.
You're right, Chip. You get the spirit. And our VIP customers are everybody today. Everybody's a VIP. Those of you watching on the YouTube, we're going to plus you up to VIP status today. And I'm not sure who's in the balcony. Probably some of Mike's friends from Michigan or whatnot.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
We do chat with Elevating Connections. Stacy, it was fun to see you yesterday at the PAC doing the writing workshop.
It was so good to see you. Got a bear hug.
Right.
It was so great. Yeah.
Yeah, I was remiss. I didn't take a photo of us together. I'm a dippity-doo, but we'll talk about. We did a writing workshop at the park. The poetry jam is coming up, right?
On Wednesday, yes. I'm so excited. You got to see firsthand how amazing the young performers are, and it's going to be off the hook incredible. Even though we're doing it live stream, it's going to be amazing. So I'll talk more about that in a little bit.
Get a ticket, watch. I did see the poems. I didn't cry, but I almost did.
I did.
You're talking, right? It's like homeless youth, people who are dealing with abuse, people who are, mad at the system. We heard all sorts of perspectives from young people sharing their poetry, and it's why I find the program to be important. It was cathartic. We did some healthy little feedback. That one we'll talk about too, I guess, Stacey, during the show.
I have. You'll be shocked to know a lot to say. Bear did kick ass.
So yeah, we did some we did some cool things yesterday at the workshop, and sold some. Stacy, we booked a bunch of 2 more private events over the summer. So more donations for you. We donate 10% to Elevating Connections and her terrific charity, because it's good stuff and it's important. So these are our VIP seats. Everybody sit right down front. That kid won't wear a mask, and he got the Moderna. I don't know if that's good, but that's where he's at. And then here's Mike's friends up here in the balcony, and no masks, no social distancing the whole time.
But they're exercising their Second Amendment rights at all times.
Phase 5.
Right. Packing more heat than Gladys's underwear. All right. How did I say that?
That's warmer than a yeast infection.
Right. If it's 7 o'clock, Mike, it's probably time to start the show. It is the series finale of the ApocaLips Comedy Show. We'll enjoy a best of all the fun that we've had, including Mike. Might as well do this, right? Remember when we did a sing-along for the opening of the show? And remember how I started layering them? I would cut last week's sing-along and play it for this week's sing-along. So we had a sang-along, and then we had a sang-along, and then there was a sang-along of singing and singing along. And so here we go, everybody. Here we go, everybody. Yay! Sing along, everybody. Yay!
ApocaLips Comedy.
Come on, everybody! It's time for ApocaLips. We invited all our friends, good friends like you. So come on, everybody! It's time for ApocaLips. It's time for ApocaLips.
We're going to have a feature for everybody.
It's
a sing-along with a sang-along.
Is everybody okay?
One more time. I don't even know what to do anymore.
Why aren't we doing that
next week
earlier?
when we sing along to this, what we just sang along?
We won't be. Next week will be Memorial Day there.
Cut that sound and do some fresh stuff.
Right?
I don't know. I may be a little premature, but I'm feeling platinum there. I'm not sure.
Right. I think that one's going to be number one on Spotify.
Premature. You need to talk to Chuck.
Right. Hello, folks. There he is. That's the host of the show, Mike Langworthy. I'm Chuck Roy, your American Bear, and we are sponsored tonight by Watch Us on Open Mic. Woohoo!
Well, man, a whole year.
Monday nights, don't forget to watch us on Open Mic, or, look at Mike, your cool car. That's pretty janky. And then maybe you can watch us on Dear Comics at the Bar. Yay! And perhaps, Michael, could you go to the Poetry Jam? Those are our sponsors for the big last episode. So check us out at these fun shows. We had a lot of fun sponsors throughout the year, and I think that was one way of me saying thank y'all to Mike and Stacy, Steve, for, he's been here from the start. It's been so dang fun. Mike, this is our don't cry, Mike. Last time in the virtual writing room on a Sunday.
It's been a year, and I still haven't remembered to leave one of my many awards at home.
Right. So Mike, that's his Golden Globe. Mike is a part of a Golden Globe winning ensemble cast and crew and writers and such. So a team effort there, and proud of you, Mike.
Yep.
So many awards you've won, and tell me if I'm incorrect. It's if you don't carry at least one award with you, then all of them fall out of the house.
Yeah, I have to shut the door quick when I leave, otherwise it just tumbles out. It looks it looks like Niagara Falls coming up.
Right. And he sings, I'll tumble for you.
A handful of people who might have any clue what I'm talking about. It sounds like Fibber McGee's closet.
Hello.
And I don't know why you are. Look at that. He's blocking the view of the mountains with that hideous selfie of Tammy Duckworth.
Right. Jesus. That is a Fragile award there, Mike. And that happens to be my Kennedy Center Award for innovative teaching.
It's fragile, very fragile.
Right, it is very fragile. And this is where we come up with all of our great show ideas. And so I thought I'd, remind us of some of our favorite show ideas, Mike, and then maybe serve us some champagne. There's some virtual champagne. So cheers, everybody. Enjoy a glass of virtual champagne.
That award's so apropos because, as they say, once you get above the knee, all of a sudden you're laughing. So, I mean,
right. And if you go for the garter, you're a real Kennedy.
Oh, too soon.
Right. Geez.
Hey, here we go.
Should I guess with our virtual champagne, we should have some salad. So,
shut up, Caroline. I know how to fly a plane.
There's Chef Scapone and
you want to play football?
Right, that might be my favorite Kennedy Center joke. The guys in graphics, Mike, set up all of the Christmas trees. This is
I never got down to see those guys.
Right, they set up one Christmas tree for every time they've asked you to come down and visit the graphics department.
They do with the rest of them.
Right, the rest of them are out in the foyer.
In the forest.
Than I anticipated.
Then back in the fields. This is left over from the past couple of weeks. I think our 420 episode, and then we never really got rid of it. But there's still some virtual weed left, so better toke that up, bro. And best part about virtual weed is it gets us really high. Look how high we are, Mike. We're galactic. Right? Is Steve Kemock opening up? This is so galactic. All right. If we can make obscure references today, we're going to. That's going to be the goal. I think I've tipped our hand, Mike.
You did.
We've lots of fun stuff to do. We'll give away prizes and such. And we're going to introduce you to some very funny comedians, everybody. So I hope you'll enjoy this first act. Would you please welcome an ApocaLips favorite, Mr. Raghu Adibhatla.
Hey! Oh my God! I am so honored to be here for the last ApocaLips show.
Hey!
Yes, I just first of all, I just want to say very thankful for Mike and Chuck to give me an opportunity to be on this show. This has been amazing to meet all of you guys, and you guys did a wonderful job.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's so nice.
You're very wise, Raghu. You're very, very wise.
supporting elevating connections, Stacey Saunders. Seriously, we always want to support you.
Thank you.
So my wife and I got vaccinated, double vaccinated. I'm so happy because my wife finally thinks I'm essential. I'm so happy we were able to do that together. That's so great. So since we got vaccinated, we went to a trip. We went on vacation, all inclusive, Mexico, Cabo. We did this thing. But here's the thing: you guys ever been to an all inclusive resort?
No.
Yes.
No. I'll tell you right now, Mike. You can drink all you want, you can eat all you want. Emphasis on drink all you want. Especially in the pool. And here's the thing, and it's very suspicious: the people who don't leave the pool. to take a piss. They drink.
I heard
and
that after
drink
a long
and
weekend, the pool tastes like a dry martini.
drink. I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that.
Oh,
Okay, I'm
God.
getting to that point. They don't leave the pool, and you see like a group of friends, and you see one guy like veer to the side, just walk away for a little bit, veer off into space, and come back. Gee, I wonder what he's doing. Seriously, it's no wonder that the Spanish word for swimming pool is piscina. Okay, they thought about this before us white people. Like, seriously, they thought about this. It's there. And you know what this is leading to? A resort full of swimming pools where it's all alcohol. You're just given a straw. Hey, you want to go? You got the vodka tonic pool. You can go there. You don't like that? You got the rum and coke pool. You can go there. If you don't like that, you got the old fashioned swimming pool. That's where you see all those comatose people lying there. That's the old fashioned swimming pool.
Oh, I thought it was the one that didn't let black people in.
That's true. I'm not going to join you.
That's the old school.
Too soon. Too soon.
Too soon. So I've been I got a new job, and I'm on this job, and I got a friend who's looking for a job, and he's on LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn. He's like, dude, I'm on LinkedIn. You can check out my profile. You know what I think about LinkedIn? People try to write profiles so exorbitant from what they actually do. Like, I got a friend where he's like, I'm an expert in platform replication solution. Dude, you sell copy paper. That's what you do. And then he's like, no. I go on to tell I'm at diverse integrations. Okay. You sell colored copy paste.
Too soon.
That's not the bridge I was trying to make, but
It's called paper of color, Raghu.
that's fine. I'm married. I got kids. I try to do what I can, but you know what? At the end of the day, as a husband, I don't do as well as my wife. Moms are so great. Stacy, would you agree? Women are so great at dealing with kids.
Yeah,
They're wonderful.
most of us, but yes.
Yeah. So guys aren't. I suck. I try to do what I can. They scream at me and they scream for mommy, which I think in kid language means I'd like to speak to the manager.
Yeah.
I try to ask my wife what she likes to watch in movies. And, I try to be a gentleman. I always try to ask her, what would you like to watch, honey? She always says, I want to watch a feel-good movie, right? A feel-good movie. You guys have heard that before.
Mm-hmm.
And so I put on a porn.
Oh no.
I felt good. I felt good. But here's the other thing about movies. I think Indians need more roles in movies. I think they need to be, expanding apart from the cab driver, the convenience store owner, the terrorist. I think they need an Indian James Bond,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They need, he'd be riding around in his shiny, hot, souped up Camry, right? He'd be Agent 00711.
Oh,
His next movie would be Doctor. No. And I think it would be great because his name, they would just be like Dr. James Bond. Durangaral Pali Venkata Satya Surya Lakshmi.
oh.
Thank you guys. That's my time.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. And I
Raghu.
just want to
Very
say,
good.
like, this is the last ApocaLips show. And I mean,
know.
like, I think you guys did a beautiful job with this. That production in the front, like, it just made it feel like a comedy show. You guys did an amazing
Amazing
job.
job. Yeah.
Awesome.
Kudos to
Thank
you
you.
guys.
Thank you.
So,
Um,
Indian James Bond is his love interest Tandoori Galore? Is that who?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
And
and,
that
and
joke-
those X-rated feel-good movies. Those are called rom-coms. Just to know. It's a
Just
thing.
Thank
FYI.
you, Ned.
Yeah.
It's like a romp-com.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Win
you,
again,
guys.
Joe. No.
I tried to build on what you had. Yours was better. Mine.
The joke-
Once again, you've bested me, Roy.
I should avoid straight jokes like the plague. Mike, when we talked about how we were like the show's fun, we just the comedians. What sort of comedians should we feature? And I was like, man, we need something that's like a global staple. You know, something celebratory, like you might throw at a wedding. And you were like, I got the guy.
Did you say he's celibate? I didn't understand.
Yeah. Long way to go to say, ladies and gentlemen, here's Ned Rice.
Yay!
Oh shit! Look out! Look out! Hold on. Okay, and we're off. Hey, Mike, Chuck, I've heard this thing about tonight being the last ApocaLips show. People are getting all emotional. I'm not buying it. If you guys didn't want me to be on the show anymore, you could have just said so. I can take a hint. I was married. I know when I'm not wanted. But here's the thing. You look like a nice crowd, a nice cross section of America. I just want to run something by you before we get started. You know the Amazon Prime logo, the white thing on the blue.
Mhm.
That's a gigantic, erect, circumcised penis, isn't it? I'm not imagining that. I mean, that's
Right.
what that is. Right. Okay, so I'm not crazy. Okay, that's good. It's good to know. I mean, I don't really care. I don't care one way or the other, but
Sure you don't.
when that thing's on the side of an 18-wheeler and it's coming straight at me on the freeway, it's a little uncomfortable. It's a little, I'd hate to get rear-ended by that truck. You know what I'm saying? It would
Hello.
could make for a very awkward funeral, Oh, how did Ned die? Was it a heart attack? No, he got T-boned by that big penis truck. Oh, geez. Don't tell his mom. Don't tell his mom. But listen, don't get me wrong, I couldn't care less. If you want your company logo to be a big, giant penis, well, all I can say is good luck with that business model, Amazon. Oh, wait. Okay. Anyway, that's fine. It's not like I said, I don't care about, penis trucks. It's not a sex thing or a gay thing, Reminds me, I have this friend who's always saying, I'm not gay, but that Bradley Cooper's a pretty good looking guy. I'm not gay, but if I was, it would probably be that Chris Hemsworth. He says this shit all the time. And finally I said to him, no, I'm just going to put this out there. Maybe you are gay. I know. I just got finished telling you I'm not gay. I know, but for a guy who's not gay, you seem to have given this a lot of thought. Well, come on now. I'm married. Oh, okay. Because married guys never have sex with women. That's never happened. That's for sure. That we know. So good to know. But we're still going camping this weekend, right? Yeah, probably not. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Well, let's hug it out then. No, what we're going to do is we're going to have a little fist bump thing, and then you're going to go over there and not be gay. Okay, well, I'll see you at the County Awards. So, wow. That's a lot of, okay, I hate that when people do that. I hate it when people think they have gaydar You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I work with this other guy, and he's like, I think Bob might be bisexual. Really? Why is that? Well, you notice whenever he has coffee, he always puts half and half in it. No, that's not a red flag. No. Why don't you go talk to Fred? I understand he's not gay. Why don't you do that? That's what you should do now. I wanted to let you guys know that about a month from now, I'll be celebrating 3 years of sobriety. About a month from today.
Yeah.
To the extent that you can celebrate such a thing, it'll be, hey, more root beer? No, but it'll be, I was just kind of living my life and doing my thing, and I decided, you know what? It's time for me to quit drinking. And the judge and the jury both agreed. They said that's yeah, I put away a lot of booze. It was actually unanimous. It was
That's
crazy.
good.
I put away a lot of booze. My preferred drink was vodka cranberry. I drank a lot of vodka and a lot of cranberry juice over there. Give you an idea how much. I've never had a urinary tract infection in my entire life. That's never. You ladies know what I'm talking about. I love being sober because now I get to find out how movies end. For example, now I know why there was no sequel to Thelma and Louise. It's over. And wow, I just saw Titanic sober for the first time. The ship went down. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert. I don't know if you saw that. It was amazing. I just love it. I started drinking and using drugs when I was very young. I was very, very young. First time I ever snorted cocaine, I used a silly straw because they're fun. They're silly. They go different. I had a Fisher Price bong. I was a younger and I think the reason I drank and did drugs was because I was always depressed, even as a child. I remember when I was 4 years old, my mother caught me in my sister's bedroom with my head in her easy bake oven. And she said, "Oh my God, how good our little man is depressed. Look at the camera. Neddie's trying to kill himself just like Grandpa." So it goes way back. My mother is unbelievable. That she's 94 years old. She's sharp as can be. She's active. She teaches and volunteers and takes ukulele lessons. She has all these friends. Her secret is she's young at heart. My 94-year-old mother, sometimes I think she's too young at heart because I just found out that she's a cutter. I'm like, what is that on your arm? What are you doing? What? I go, right there next to your Zeppelin tat. What is it? Is that a cut? What are you doing? Well, it's just a little. I said, Mom, if all of your friends were, oh wait, all your friends are dead. Okay, bad example, but you got to stop doing that. Okay, so we're not fans of dead people. That's good. That's a good thing. We go through life. People like my mother, you get to certain milestones, and when you're getting older, your spine starts to compress and you get shorter. Over the years, my mother's getting, shorter, and we were concerned. So we measured her recently, and we figure Mom's got another inch, maybe inch and a half, and she'll be too short to go on roller coasters. So that's one of those things. Cedar Point's going to be a little different this summer. Maybe we'll just try the teacups. But God love it. I miss my dad. My dad's gone. He passed some years back. My dad had kind of a unique brand of homespun, I'm going to call it wisdom. He would say to me, Jimmy, as you go through life, remember this, never let another man tell you what to do. And I said, you mean like you just did, Dad? Or do you mean like, is this one of those puzzles like everything I say is a lie, or do you mean like going forwards, like starting now, don't ever let another? Oh, he laughed. He said, go get your old man a beer. I said, Dad, you just did it again. Yeah, that's right. You just told me you're a man. You just told, oh, come on now. Why won't you get your old man a beer? I said, why? Let's see. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. It's Christmas Day. Mom's crying. Those are my three main reasons why I'm not going to get a beer. Oh, Joe College. Dad, I'm 7 years old. You have a master's degree. Really? Who's Joe College? Come on. Get it together. I just want to leave you with this. I've heard some great news. in NASCAR next year, there's going to be a Black Lives Matters car at NASCAR, which I think is about time, right? It's about time. We all have to do whatever we can do for social justice, for racial justice. Like this week, I switched to menthol cigarettes. That's my statement on behalf of nobody. Okay. But here's the thing. If there's a Black Lives Matter car at NASCAR, he's going to get pulled over like every lap. How fast we were going. I was going about 208 miles an hour. Yeah. We got a law in this here town. Officer, this is a race car. I'm a race car driver. How come y'all always have to bring race into it? Step up, vehicle, sir. That's what's going to happen. So let's hope not. Hey, you guys, I've had just about enough of you people, but thanks, Mike and Chuck, for letting me be on your show.
Yeah.
And I look forward to our next meeting. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're a joy.
Yeah.
Ned Rice, everybody.
Yeah.
Ned Rice.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, how do I do?
That was,
Ned,
That was a-
I always
that was a
enjoyed your
lengthy-
humor.
I'm sorry, what?
I said I always enjoyed your humor.
And
Love
you
it.
are.
Oh
You're
shit!
the best. You're the best.
Ned, you are
And likewise to you, sir.
too much, Ned. Too much, man.
It's nuts, right? Am I nuts? What am I
You
crazy?
should feel complimented, Raghu, because he doesn't feel obligated to compliment people back.
Well, Mike knows that better than anybody.
He's never felt the need to be collegiate with the other comics in any way. So if he says he likes your stuff, he likes your stuff.
That'll be enough out of you, Mike.
Right.
Inexplicable, but he likes your stuff.
Fun stuff.
Okay, so nice job, Ned.
Thank you.
That is
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Ned. We enjoyed it and look forward to many more.
Especially love that Cedar Point joke. I mean, I can think of 3 states right off that one.
Just for you, dude. Just for you.
Sandusky.
Yep.
Fun trip down memory lane and more memory lane to head to. And then now it's time for the king of callbacks, right? That's just
Too soon. It's too soon.
right. If it's too soon, then it must be time for Chipp Jones, everybody.
Yay. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ned. Ned reminded me that last year, Oscar Mayer started renting out their Wienermobile. Did you know that?
No.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, they only had one requirement, that you could only rent it out if you were going to propose marriage, which I thought was kind of odd. I mean, I think it sets up an unfair expectation for the bride-to-be,
You're digging yourself a hole there, I think.
Yeah, looking at a 14-foot wiener. I don't know. But,
Wow.
I think that's a little bit bigger than the Amazon one. But hey,
Big for yourself. No, I'm kidding.
Personally invested. Speaking of which, I have crossed into a weird area in my home life. I have become the quintessential married man who's not getting any sex, and
Weird.
it's weird. Yeah, and I've been trying to think back on what happened, and I finally figured out what it was. Just before the pandemic, my wife had a plumber come in and switch out our shower head for one of those handheld ones with the adjustable force.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, when I think about it, this whole past year, every time she's come out of the shower, she's only wet from the waist down. So it's like, and I notice when I take a shower, that thing's at the highest level. It's like, what sealed the deal for me was last week I caught her kissing it goodnight, and I'm like, oh no. So I've been spending some time reading a lot of plumbing books because I got to figure out how to destroy this thing and make it look like it died of natural causes. So that's what I'm working on. I've also come to the realization that I have too much TV. I've got like 390 channels. I think I'm paying like $5,000 a month for them. It's like, I really only watch basically 3 channels. I watch the Weather Channel, I watch CNN, and I watch this network called H&I, Heroes and Icons.
Yeah.
I love the Weather Channel because the Weather Channel, you can go away from it for like 3 or 4 days, and when you come back, you're right where you left. It's like a telenovela. It's like exactly what's going on. CNN, for my news, and no one wants to miss Don Lemon crying, so I need that one. And then H&I, the Heroes and Icons shows old TV shows, that I watched as I was growing up. So I really get into those. I've been watching a lot of Westerns like Bonanza. You guys familiar with Bonanza?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Weird show. How do I put this? Here's what I'll do. I'll tell you, when we were kids, we used to make lyrics for TV shows that didn't have lyrics. And so the one I made for Bonanza was this. Why are there no women on Bonanza? Why are there no women on Bonanza? Little Joe, here comes Little Joe. Why are there no women on Bonanza? Because they all die. Yeah, Ben Cartwright, the patriarch of this show, has put 3 wives in the grave. Each time they gave him a child, he killed them. And anytime a woman comes on who shows any kind of love interest with any of the Cartwrights, she's dead by the hour. It's like, could you get away with a show like that now, where any female who's on the precipice of becoming a reoccurring character, they just write off?
Nope.
I don't think you could do that. I don't think you could do that. I also get to watch these shows, from my childhood that were like in black and white. You remember when TV was in black and white?
Yeah.
And by that I mean it was mostly white with a little bit of black. If you know what I mean. And I remember when we went to Technicolor, which I think meant technically you could have one person of color on your show. And I really got hooked on Star Trek, because the beautiful black Uhura, Nichelle Nichols, but still, it was still kind of, awkward, because she was basically a secretary. She was answering all the calls, I think we didn't really move forward, for me racially, until we got Star Trek: The Next Generation. Because see, on that one, they had a black guy who was blind. He was revered and considered a genius, and he didn't play piano or sing at all. I was like, hey, we are moving forward. I have been sort of expanding out though on my channels now, because like I said, I've gotten interested in Westerns, and there's a channel called Grit, that does all Westerns, which makes sense, True Grit, but there's this other channel called the Inspirational Channel that plays mostly Westerns. And I'm like, inspirational? What's the deal in that? I can understand, because Westerns are kind of simple on the, good hat, bad hat, black hat, white hat, unless you're an Indian, then it's no hat and you're still a black hat. I don't know how that works, but or maybe they just figure, hey, shoot them all and let God sort them out. Inspirational, it's like, I don't know. But what else have I been doing lately? I've been sort of working on me, now that, we've been locked down. I feel like, like most comedians, I have issues and I should be working on them. Turns out I found out I have terrible road rage. The other day, a bird pooped on my windshield, and I followed him back to his nest and peed in it. It was nice of the lady who was watching me out of her second-story window to call a couple of cops to help me down out of that tree. It was like,
tasers.
But that's the thing. When you're enraged, you can scamper up a tree just like a squirrel. But once you cool down, coming down's a little more difficult. Coming down, you're like a sex offender. At least that's what the judge called me. So now that I've informed you guys, I feel a lot better. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, and I appear to be smart to a lot of people, because I'm often in situations where people will talk to me and they're like, oh, you must always be the smartest person in the room, which I always answer, yeah, as long as my wife is not in the same room. I answer that because I'm not stupid. So that's why I say that. But I am feeling, I don't know, awkward, because we've come up to the anniversary of George Floyd's death and the BLM movement's big push. And it was weird, you know. And the weirdest thing is that America, you know, sort of seemed to be moving in the right direction. You know, white people discovered Juneteenth, the commemoration of the slaves in Texas who didn't find out for 2 years they were free, you know, and there were congressmen that actually wanted to make it a national holiday, which I gotta admit kind of scared me, you know, because you know the way America is. I could see turning on the radio or turning on the TV and hearing "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot." You need a new chariot? Come on down to Kingsford. We'll get you in a Tahoe today. Still haven't got that reparations check? Don't worry, 0% financing. You know, or maybe turn on the TV and hear it. Gonna lay down my burden on this sleepy memory foam mattress. Come on into our Juneteenth celebration. Everything 3/5 the price. No. No.
Too soon.
Too soon. But I think my worst
Amendment special.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think my worst fear though is that once it's a holiday, Hallmark gets involved. And I could see my white friends and coworkers sending me these crazy cards. Like I get a card that says, "Hey, I'm sorry about slavery." Open it up. It was a cotton picking shame. What? No. We're walking into my office and there's a card on my desk that says, "Hey, it's been over 150 years since we had slavery." Open the card up. Isn't that all just watermelon under the bridge? Yeah.
Oh.
Signed the girls in HR. It's like, who do I complain to now? Yeah. Maybe somebody goes high tech, you know, with one of those record your own message cards. Front of the card just says, "Are you still mad about slavery?" I open the card up and it just screams, "Nigga, please! Nigga, please! Nigga, please!" Now I'm stabbing everybody at my job. I don't know. I think we'll get there someday, you know. I was in downtown DC when a little white 6-year-old girl was walking in front of me and she looked back and saw me. And she immediately took her Barbie purse and she moved it to the other side of her body and clutched it really tight. And it made me a little sad. I think mainly because I had to knock her to the ground to snatch it. I was like, yeah. This racism isn't working out for either one of us. The worst part is she only had $3, but I think that's about my time.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, and you
there you
can
go.
see me on my social media.
Self-help guru Chipp Jones, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Thank you, Chip. Fun to have you here. You are the king of the callbacks. So way to go. I think we're over the moon about this next act, Mike.
And about this whole show, really, when you come
right.
around.
It's been very fun. And then if you're on the port side of the I'm a Needy yacht, you've got a view of the galaxy. If you're on the starboard side, you've got a dark side of the moon view. So enjoy the Pink Floyd Cabana Lounge.
Yeah. And I don't mean to be too stern, but as soon as this ship
Hello. Hello.
I just think that we should propel the show into the next performance.
Right. We could make a ship to Polly Shore phone call. Terrible. Why do we do these things other than
why do you perpetuate the horrible legend that is Polly Shore? Can't we just
Right.
Jesus Christ. Couldn't even make it his mom prime number in comedy development.
Right. I bought that joke at a comedy store.
That explains why it's not funny.
You know, you don't know funny till you've seen 3 Men on Shore. I'll tell you that.
Hello. That's all right.
Chuck has, by the way, he has film.
Right. Oh my God. That describes every one of my trips to Tijuana. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of Tijuana and some of the world's most original and first-time comedians, please welcome Oog, son of Og, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm taking old school.
Under the day.
Yay! Oog, son of Og.
Oh, donde hoge, oh, donde gonde de, oh, de go, de. Go Honda Honda Gunda Gunda oh they're gonna do the oh they're gonna do the whole gonna do the whole gonna do honga honga okay oh gonna do
Brian, a primitive Zoom show.
What?
Yeah, only thing gonna do. No, gonna do. Only do. Honey, what? Huh? Gonna do. Hundred again there. What are you gonna do? Holy gonna on the donna. Oh, on the oh, the gonna do the gonna dig up. Oh, gonna get that. Oh, how are you gonna do it? Who did that? How are you gonna holy
the Yaris hatchback manual.
What are you gonna say? Oh, 100 and then jiggle. Are you gonna hey, jiggle. Oh, how are you gonna do? Are you gonna oh, ding. Oh, there's a I don't know how did it oh, how did it what are you gonna do that? Chicken. What are you gonna do? Oh, get it. Only didn't get into the oh, don't good. I didn't get into the only look at it. Oh, what are you gonna? Wiki treat. I don't know. Wiki tweet. Oh, what are you gonna do?
Oh, wow. Cruising.
Oh, Honda Gunda. Holunda dunda go, holy goda, holunde gunda. Hinga de wonderful, hon go ga olapa da boga de hon. Holo na na na, holo ada gunda.
Beep, beep.
Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Dunda, beep, beep. Dundy, gundy, lindy, ulundus,
Oh, okay. Oh. That was the best. Chef Scapone made an appearance, Mike. Chef Scapone.
Wow.
Mike is still laughing. I'm just absolutely joyful.
That was great. I was scared at first.
We have more. There's more comedy coming. The round robin is here. And then we'll do prizes. And then Stephen Young from Dear Comics at the Bar is going to close it out for us because he opened it for us. Right? So throughout the program, I think we've been most honored by our commercial sponsor, Round Robin Real Estate, just known for plus size sales figures. Don't forget that April was APR month. Nope. What we're going to do is we'll compete for you get tonight's virtual prize goes to the comedian with the funniest joke, the funniest apocalypse memory, and you get your own Mike Langworthy Memorial Library. So these are in each of these cases are set lists from Mike's original performances. So you got his whole catalog and access to it.
I can just jump in here for a second. And those columns, each has a setlet from before papyrus was invented.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
There are all of the set lists are there.
You know, the first time Mike Langworthy got the light at a show, it was a candle.
Right. Yeah, the first time he got the light, it was invented.
Sunrise at Stonehenge.
Right. So
all those setlists are written in blood, right? That was your deal with the devil, right? They're all written in blood.
Right. We should. That I believe is how he wrote many of his first set lists. Were in written in blood. Mike. What I'm going to do is try to remove the spotlight on everybody and get the old gallery going. And if everybody can please just share, your favorite apocalypse memory. Mike, my favorite apocalypse memory, Stephen, I'm just realizing I never sent this to you. My bad. But if you recall, Stephen, I think you were there. The episode Mike did his ventriloquist trick, and he invited Barbara Streisand on the show and sang memories out her vagina. I thought that was one of my favorite memories.
It was
They both drank water during it too, which isn't easy.
Right. And then, if you'll recall, during Pride, Mike invited Kenny Rogers to sing Through the Queers.
In my way.
Wow.
Sorry,
You
Chuck,
know what I
interrupted
remember?
you. I apologize.
Mike, I'm sorry, I stepped on you. It's we've switched roles at the end of the show.
I remember the first show I came on. You guys were going for the Guinness World Book of Records for the largest comedy salad, I think.
Right.
You had Mike's jokes etched on the croutons.
Yeah, it was. That show was called Virtually Chopped.
Right. Yeah. I remember. I spent after that show. I spent 2 or 3 hours in the bathroom, and I said, I knew that salad tasted funny. I just
right. That's
unfortunately it was going to be the largest, and then at the last minute, Chuck took a leak, and then wasn't quite big enough after that.
I thought you were out short of the record because Chuck took back his weed. Isn't that what happened?
Right.
That might very well be it. I do not recall specifically.
Right. Remember the next week when we went to Marla Maple's syrup farm?
Yeah, that was good. That was good. You made a sap out of me that night. That's all I can say. And you called Marla Maple's Sugar Bush, and I thought that was way out of line. I thought that was way out of line, Chuck.
It was below the belt, actually. Literally.
And Chuck, being what he is, he held his nose while he was telling the joke, and that was just uncalled for. Just uncalled for.
I really think he tapped into something that night, though.
He did. He really did. He really
what a
did.
sap.
Right. Something smells fishy about these jokes.
Oh, come on.
No.
Stop that one.
Or so you hear.
Right.
Come on. You do it.
Ned Rice in the lead for winning.
That's like that. You remember that old
That
Paul
wasn't.
Lynde? You remember the old Paul Lynde joke? Can I curse on the air?
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyone? Paul Lynde was doing some show somewhere, and he was shown to his dressing room, which was kind of scruffy. He walked in and he goes, "Smells like pussy in here, I think." Oh, good old Paul Lynde. Did not know he was gay.
Right.
Shocking.
Stacey, do you have a favorite apocalypse memory?
You know, I appreciate you asking and including me in this one because I've been on the show since the beginning, and I had to really think hard about it because there's so many. But the one that came to the top for me is that time where you private messaged me and said, "We got a problem. Mike can't close this show out. Can you fill in for him? Can you step in?"
Oh my God.
Just riff and see what happens. And you know what? I was terrified, but I did it. And I'm still told to this day that I was funnier than he would have been.
There you go.
So that was a highlight for me.
The funniest 12 minutes on the foster care system I've ever heard.
You have jokes, Stacey. That's the difference.
I got phone calls. I got phone calls from kids in happy families saying, "How do I get to be a foster kid so I can be part of this wonderful routine that she did?"
Right.
Thanks, Mike.
Remember during the first days of the pandemic and we got New Kids on the Block to do a parody of Dance Fever? I always thought that was super appropriate.
Well, I liked it because it sort of was full circle to the day that you realized you were gay.
Oh,
No, it's true. It's one of his bits. I'm not even joking. As you can tell by the laughter, because that's different.
Right.
As Stacey so generously pointed out. So I just wonder, before we go into it, my favorite memory is the night that Chuck, on a
Chicago
dater
night?
for
Oh,
me, I take a little credit for this, did the entire show while getting a series of Blumpkins from Twinks. That were just out of-
Jesus. You have to, that's the number one, that's our number one episode on Pornhub.
No one ever knew.
Ned, no, you can't use dirty language, by the
I was
way.
gonna say,
Yeah.
man, you can't.
Does anyone have my lifestyle glossary? I need to look some things up.
Right. Isn't Tony Blumpkin our Secretary of State?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In a sense, yeah.
That's it. That's what I was talking about.
Goodyear has a couple of those, right? Goodyear Blumpkins. I think
Big
I've seen
time.
it.
Yes.
They have Blumpkins
I'm gonna have to
flying
look up
over
what a
every football
Blumpkin-
game during the season.
That's right.
My favorite, one of my favorite memories was that time. You remember? I think it was in what month is this? We were 6
May.
months into it.
We're in May.
Would have been October, November last year. That was that time Chuck got a laugh. It was great.
Right.
I think I missed that show.
Oh, it was the Halloween surprise.
It was the run right before my second favorite memory of the show.
My costume was Langworthy's set.
And that's when he got a laugh.
And you got a
Next
laugh
week.
with it? That's amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah, and well, if you know how to deliver a joke, and Chuck
Yeah.
does. So the reason that Ned doesn't remember this, he wasn't on until the next week, which is my second favorite memory, is that time Ned got a laugh.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I don't remember getting any laughs on this show.
And my friends in the balcony, the ones that are, from Michigan that are in the balcony every week, their favorite memory is that time Gladys went for a third Guinness Book of World Records record and serviced the entire balcony before the headliner came on.
Well,
He was just seconds away from making it.
You mean she brought them food and beverages, Mike?
No,
Yeah.
she
Exactly
he
right.
was the headliner.
Oh, the headline. Okay.
He brought a certain special anybody to the show.
right. Remember when she turned the balcony into a roller skating rink? That was a crazy week.
That was crazy.
I liked the week, Chuck, when Kimberly Guilfoyle did that set from a rotunda. I enjoyed that. It was hilarious. I mean, I've never seen. I was a regular Rich Little up there doing the grimace from McDonald Land.
Right.
She was great. She
did the Kool-Aid and crashed through the walls.
Right.
Right.
At one point, she even feigned liking Don Jr., which seems
Hello.
One of my favorite weeks was the first time that Chuck said the show was sponsored by Wear a Mask, and 48% of the population of California voted to recall him. That was just a glimpse into the soft underbelly of our country. And
Right. Well, I think I know who our winner is.
I haven't gone yet, Chuck.
Oh, sorry, Ned. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I
Please
don't know if we
excuse me.
met. Maybe I don't ring a bell with you or something. I don't know.
Right. Ned Rice, ladies and gentlemen, has a few
Who?
memory
Who?
lanes.
Shut up.
I don't have any thoughts.
Ned's got a joke. Shut up, everybody. Shut up. Shut up. Ned, it's your turn.
Wow, easy, Mike. We're all bitter. I was just, I've had so many. It's hard to pick a favorite memory. I remember the first time we did the show in color. That was insane. That was
Right.
What a crowd pleaser. I remember the first time Oog, son of Og, did his set without subtitles. It was, it was like zig. No, I'm going to zag. He didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Now, here's a question.
Those are his
for
brothers,
the
by the way. Zig and Zag.
Okay. Let's go with that. Yeah, that's
Couple of stoners.
Now here's one. Does anybody remember the show where Chuck came out on the air live? Does anybody remember that show?
What?
Oh yeah.
It's a trick
I
question.
don't work with gay people.
It was every episode.
It's a trick question. He does it every single show.
Right.
Thank you, Chuck.
Right.
Nice work. But my favorite part was, and you will recall Charles Grodin, the great Charles Grodin passed away recently, and he and Johnny Carson had this fake feud for years. They would pretend to hate each other on the air, but they actually were good friends. Mike Langworthy and I have a similar kind of setup. And Mike gives me shit nonstop, but it turns out in real life that we're very, very dear friends. And so that's probably my favorite memory of being on the show. Mixing it up with old Mike there, was one of my dearest friends.
It's crazy make 'em up.
Mike, shut up, I'm talking. Anyway, just like that. So
Yeah.
thank you for all those great memories, you all, and Stacey as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ned.
The warmth between you two.
I know. It's just like my parents just before they split up. It just
right.
Cut the warmth with a knife.
Yeah, that could power a Texas windmill in July.
Yeah. Ted Cruz a little time off.
Well,
I'm saying, Ted Cruz, ladies and gentlemen.
Trigger.
He's cuckoo.
Oh.
Well, I think the winner of the Mike Langworthy Setlist Collection, it's Stacey Sanders. Congratulations, Stacey, for contributing and adding
I'm honored.
That was so fun, right? And I enjoy the virtual collection of Mike's set lists. And folks, we do have a show on Monday nights. It's called Open Mic. It stars Mike Langworthy, and we get new comedians from around the world. It's where we met a lot of the comedians on this show, and we broadcast all of our shows on the YouTube at youtube.com/Colorado Comedy Shows. Check out the archives, see your favorites, and don't forget, we got Elevating Connections. May 26th is going to have the Poetry Jam. Tickets are on sale now. And we always love to take a moment during the apocalypse to talk to Stacey Sanders from Elevating Connections. Stacey, thanks for being with us from the start. We appreciate it. Mike.
Let me get this straight.
Mm-hmm.
Stacey,
you would have to. I can't.
Chuck. Chuck. I'm talking. First, Stacey gets the prize. Memory about the time that she did better than me. No, she's not a. Shut up, Chuck. I'm talking. Even though she's not a comic, and I am a comic, and she gets the prize for the best memory. And now we're pitching her group. Is that right?
Yeah.
Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's good. I just wanted to know.
It's all about LPMs, Mike.
I don't know what LPMs.
She had 12 laughs per minute, and you had 11. Sorry, but she got you by one. It was a squeaker.
No, it wasn't a squeaker. You know, she crushed me. She crushed me, and you're.
Yes, she did, and
you're immortalizing it. And now she gets to pinch.
Yeah. We'd like to celebrate
which is
the good things.
A good thing. I'm not saying anything against it. I'm just saying.
Just clarifying what's happening.
Right.
I lost and she won.
Right.
But as long as you understand it, hey, Stacey. Always good to see you.
She's
here. Hi, Mike.
How'd you like to talk about Elevating Connections for a while? That's my favorite charity.
I would love to. Thank you, Mike. And you know who really won? Do you know who really won? My kids that I serve at Elevating Connections. Because
that's how she beat me on that other set. Thinking.
So you all know, and I'll just recap real quick for our YouTube audience out there. We reunite siblings separated in foster care, which is a thing that happens. And we're getting ready for our summer camp, which is coming up at the beginning of August. We get to do overnight this year because COVID seems to be cooperating a little bit. So we get to do overnight. But what we're working on right now in a few days is our 4th annual poetry jam. So our older youth who've emancipated out of the foster care system without finding a permanent connection and are out there working hard to build a life, are going to tell their stories through spoken word, song. We've got some rap happening. And Chuck joined us yesterday for the writing workshop. It's our final one before the rehearsal on Tuesday. And it was incredible. They're always, these kids and these young people are amazing. And one of the things that amazes me every single time we do a writing workshop and we do a poetry jam is no matter what they've been through. And for some of them, it is horrific. there is hope in every song, in every poem, in every message. And I'm putting together a slideshow and some questions that we asked them for the event on Wednesday night. And the theme across the board is they want to do things for other people. They want to bring light into this world. And what is so important about the Poetry Jam is that they have things to say. Some of the kids the kids in foster care and those that age out are some of the most overlooked people in our population.
Oh boy, yeah.
And so what they deserve is to have an audience hear what they have to say. And the great thing is we're doing this virtually because COVID, but what will continue is we'll be able to have people around the world potentially and certainly around the country hear them. Tickets are $25. You go to our website, you get a ticket, you get to watch from home, and you get to hear these kids tell you their story, but then there's going to be a call to action from them, inspired by them. They have real hope for their future and what they can bring to the world. And Chuck has been a champion of this since we met a year and a half ago. And Colorado Comedy Shows is such a gift to our organization. And Chuck is such a gift. And all of you, Mike, I kid because I love. If you would have told me, I've said this before on the show, so I'm going to take a minute because I'm gonna. You would have told me before I started this organization, or when I started this organization 6 years ago, that a large piece of the programming and funding and the program that we're building for Youth Voice would come from comedians, I would have been like, sure, whatever. And now, a year and a half later, I cannot imagine what my programming would be like. We're getting ready to write a grant. This is going to be in there. Comedy is going to be in there. Work that we're doing with Chuck through CCD is going to be part of the grant and the planning that we're doing for our youth. Yesterday, Chuck got to tell them that there's some things happening at CCD to get them into some college classes and get them on a college campus. Every single one of them perked right up.
Really? Yeah, that's
would not have happened without all of this. So I and all of you, this is a gift. I'm so glad that while this is ending, I'm not glad this is ending, but that this relationship is not. You all have been a gift to me personally in the time of pandemic. To provide laughter on a Sunday night is a huge gift. And in this world that is just not always great, what you also do in your communities and on these shows is you all bring light and laughter. Some darkness, some of you are funnier than others, but you all bring laughter and joy in your own great, talented ways. So, and that's voice, that's speaking your truth and that's what I teach my kids to do. So thank you so much for this and what's still going to happen. There are not enough words to say how grateful I am. There's shows coming up though. We've got a show with in July with Steve Young and Chuck Roy. I'm willing to bet there's more happening as a matter of fact, I know there is with Colorado Comedy Shows. So thank you. Seriously, thank you on behalf of my board and the kids that I serve. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. And thank you, Stacy. We've learned a lot from Stacy about, these young people. I remember, Mike, like when we were first trying to get our head around that they actually separate people from their family in the foster care system. And that's what Stacy's organization, puts on events to get the kids back together. And then we learned things like only 3% of youth in foster care complete post-secondary education. And so it just made sense to connect you to the Community College of Denver and, report back that if we can put some connecting events together, maybe the kids will be excited about going to school. And we weren't quite sure, and then when I saw them, be so joyful at the workshop, I thought that was really exciting and tells us we're headed on the right path. So, there definitely is more to come, and you can donate at elevatingconnections.org. Mike, I think we have some gifts, and then Stephen Young. Steve, you're so patient. Thank you. These are gifts for everybody. Everybody's a VIP today. So first, it's Mike's favorite castle. So I believe this is where you grew up, Mike, your childhood castle. So everybody gets a virtual stay there. Or I think I always get this wrong. This is where the staff stayed. You're right.
This isn't actually a castle. This is the gatehouse.
Right. So the bigger property off
Also
to
lived in that top tower, by the way.
yeah, that's probably where I'd want to stay. We
Is that
also
the original White Castle.
we still have, yes, that was the original White Castle, and so we also have plenty of virtual weed left. So feel free to enjoy some VIP virtual weed. And speaking of White Castles, Chip, hello.
Hello.
Don't forget a balloon ride. Virtual balloon rides were a favorite of the apocalypse. So we got you your own White Castle, and you can check it out anytime you want with your virtual balloon ride. And oh, it seems to be well lit inside your balloon. You can plenty of light in there, or say award-winning innovative teaching or whatnot. I thought people would enjoy this, Mike. How about lunch at Cranbrook?
Dining hall I ate in every day for 3 years.
Right. And so I thought you'd enjoy a little trip down memory lane, as Chef Scapone figured you'd want some salad. So enjoy a virtual salad at Cranbrook, everybody. And I wonder what else we have for our VIPs. Oh, yep. One last trip across I-70 in the Colorado Comedy Show's virtual bus.
The only bus crossing on the I-70.
I threw that in there for you, Mike. I'm not sure what these two do, but you get those in the VIP process.
Don't look mad at each other, but I don't know. They don't seem to be angry.
It's a contest to be next week's Twink. So enjoy that. And then here's what we got.
Corner doesn't win.
Everybody, this has been a popular virtual prize throughout. So here's Mike Langworthy in a barrel heading over to Niagara Falls. So cheer him on, everybody. And I'm sure you can do it, Mike. You'll survive. Yay, Mike. Here we go, Mike. Yeah. Oh, Mike over. Whoa, that's an extra. Whoa, you're crazy in the bucket today, Mike.
What happens when you eat a burrito right before you go
Right. You get a little gas power out there.
A little wind and you don't fall to the ground is what I'm saying.
Right. I'm not sure who's in the general admission because everybody was a VIP, but there's always some of you who are, like you're just protesty. And so you got to be different. And we honor that. So you get Howard Johnson's outside Nashua, New Hampshire. So feel free to enjoy your own virtual Howard Johnson's and balloon ride.
So that you can go back in the past to when there used to be Howard Johnson's restaurants.
Right. That's virtually something fun we like to do. We go back in the past. And you also get this lady.
Oh, yeah. This is our flower child doing the hitchhiker. Hitchhike, baby.
It's just, I just remember the first time we gave this away. So fun. Got you a COVID-19 vaccine. Please take one. How about 2? And Mike, how about this? Since they went over a barrel in Niagara Falls, this is what the fountain at Cranbrook?
This is at the Art Institute fountain. These are the fountains in the Art Institute. All sculptures made by world famed sculptor Carl Millis.
Well, that's exciting. Well, I thought you'd enjoy a little barrel ride over.
This is actually something without the barrel, I've actually done this.
Okay, well, we'll cheer you on. I think you can do it, Mike. Here we go. Whoa! Oh!
Ooh, another burrito.
Right. It's. I don't know how you took the exact same path. Either way, we talked about elevating connections, and we should remind you on Saturdays, Dear Comics at the Bar is on Instagram. That show really got me through the pandemic. I'll tell you that, right? This show did, and then drinking beers with Steve on Saturdays is joy. So at Dear Comics on Instagram, they're on the YouTube and whatnot, but they're here live, right? So let's welcome to the stage our headliner tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Young from Dear Comics at the Bar. Very funny, Stephen Young.
Wow, thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Mike. Thanks, everyone. Seriously. Wow. I mean, this set, I don't know what to say. I think it's going to be disjointed, disturbing, possibly funny in parts I didn't intend. In other words, a perfect tribute to the year of this show. So, I don't know. We've been through a lot. I don't know what I've learned. I don't know if I've learned anything, but we got through it, damn it. And this helped. And not an easy assignment tonight. I mean, I'm following a heartfelt and beautiful description of a charity I've learned a lot about over this year. And I was hoping it was my set that would make you cry, Stacy, but you beat me.
Still time. Yeah.
And I'm following a woolly mammoth. So I don't know. Oh no, wait, Ned left. So sorry. Here we are. We're coming out slowly. We're coming out of our basements, maybe, but I don't know. I'm torn. My wife actually has said to me, you know, there's some jokes that are just too offensive to be funny. And she's not here, so I guess we're gonna find out. So yeah. I got a card in the mail yesterday. It was interesting. It was for a machine gun rental, and I thought this is perfect because I have the impotent rage of a machine gun user, but I don't want the burdens of ownership. You know, I mean,
awesome.
The problem with a machine gun rental, though, is they really screw you if you return it without bullets, you know, so you got to be careful there.
Yeah.
And I got it with the car seat. That was expensive. But I think there's a bad job, by the way, is machine gun rental repo man. You know, I don't want that job. That's a little dark. On a lighter note, our former president, or one of them, you know, one you won't see anywhere but on his blog. He has a blog now, and I guess it's not going so well because he has fewer visitors to his site than Delish or Pet Finder. This is true, and I felt bad for him, but it kind of makes sense. I mean, Delish, you know, you go there, you get recipes. His site, the only recipes they all have bleach in them, you know, and that just doesn't work. That's not entirely true. I mean, there is Melania's silicone casserole, but you know, it's got a pinch of chain migration, you know, only for a family. But that's an obscure and bad joke. But this is a set with footnotes, so you can look it up later.
Yes,
give you something to do. I don't. And Pet Finder gets more visitors than Donald Trump's website. And again, it makes sense. If you want a pet, you're probably going to go to Pet Finder, because if you go to Donald Trump's website, the only pets there are Lindsey Graham and Lou Dobbs. You know, and I mean, and neither one of them is house trained, right? You know, so that's the problem. You know, if I had a nickel for every time Lou Dobbs peed on my couch, I would be richer than someone watching their financial news network. But it's been can you believe that? By the way, people are making their money choices from Maria Bartiromo. It's like P.T. Barnum is like, damn. Too soon. So we've been through this pandemic. Yeah. And it's tough, you know, because I got to be honest, I'm not going to look at Americans the same way after being through this trauma it's like being trapped on an elevator with somebody and learning, you know, someone you knew a little bit really loves the donkey porn. You know, you're just like, okay, you know, we're probably, and apparently we have 70 million people like that here. So I don't know. Speaking of donkey porn, Matt Gaetz. So Matt, have you heard of this guy? He's facing a possible indictment for transporting minors for sexual purposes across state lines. And yeah, and I mean, I almost feel bad for him because he's from Florida, right? And so, you know, if you're transporting minors within state lines for sexual purposes in Florida, that's just called a homeschool field trip. So I like that joke. That was maybe too offensive. Maybe my wife is right. Here's a lighter topic. Papa John's now advertises a gluten-free pizza, and the warning says may contain gluten. So it's perfect. It's perfect for people, who like to say they're gluten-free, but deep down in their hearts, they know they're full of shit. It's just perfect. It's kind of like people, it's kind of like being an American Christian. So it's
Hey-o.
I'm sorry. It's Sunday. I read the book. Others don't seem to, but I like that little hint of honesty, that little, like, we're trying here. It's going to be like Oscar Mayer's going to make their hot dogs and they're going to say, some of these may not contain pig perineum. And I think I'd like that.
Yeah.
I did a show with Chuck recently. We went to Colorado Springs. I don't know if you're familiar with Colorado Springs. It's this unusual town, has its focus on the family and has some other things going there. And we drove past this. I don't know if you remember this, Chuck. There's a sign for First Amendment adult books. That's the name of the store. Because that's what those guys had to have had in mind, right? And it kind of made, they're all in there. They're wearing pigtails and stuff. And I'm thinking that's why they're signing that document. That's what they had in mind. The right of a man shall remain inviolate to partake of the dalliance of a young damsel and another young damsel and the pizza guy and the beast of the field. So, I don't know. That was a historical joke. That was probably a mistake. Here was another interesting news story I saw. You might have seen a guy in England went under for what he thought was a Botox procedure and received a circumcision. It's a true story, actually. Yes. Well, and he was upset. I don't get it. Either way, he eliminated some unwanted wrinkles. So I actually thought, probably looks more attractive. So the other news story I want to talk about is in Alabama. This is true too. You may not use the word in an Alabama school, namaste, which is a respectful greeting in Indian. This is true. It means I bow to you. It's a word you can't use. So you can't, there are other things actually you can't refer to in Alabama public schools, like science. Or fitness, or the Union Army's won-loss record. Another thing you really just don't want to talk about. There are a few things you can say in an Alabama school, like, sure, Cletus, I'll marry you. We can do it at the family reunion. That's something. Roy Moore said he'd chaperone her honeymoon if you bring your baby sister. That's another thing you're allowed to say. Meanwhile, in Texas, it just came out this week. You're not allowed to mention racism in public schools. It's just too upsetting. You can't mention that. And other things you can't mention in a Texas public school are, like electricity or running water. Again, it's just too upsetting.
You liberal.
Look, I'm sorry. I'll admit it. It's been a terrible year, and we lost, needlessly, hundreds of thousands of our countrymen, and Herman Cain, and we just. But the election went the wrong way. It went the wrong way for a lot of people. I was pretty happy, and I was so happy. I happen, as Chuck knows, I own a pickup truck, and I thought, well, gee, I own a pickup truck. Maybe I should put a giant flag or two on the back that says Joe Biden. And then I remembered, no, I'm actually pretty happy with the penis God gave me. So I just, I went on. I don't know, Chuck. I don't know if this is what people wanted to hear, but I guess I'm going to kill the show either way, right? Here's the joke. There's actually a family disagreement on that one. It's a joke about a family disagreement. My wife, we get in fights over things you wouldn't expect, including vacuuming. And it wasn't like, hey, it was, she wanted to vacuum, but she said, you got to have the right music. Did you know there's good vacuuming music and bad vacuuming music?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I mean, so I'm like, okay, all right, should I like put on Dust in the Wind? You know, I don't know. She's like, no. And I'm thinking, I don't know, Dirty Deeds, Done Dirt Cheap. Does that make sense?
Hello.
Magic Carpet Ride.
That was the other one. I said, Steppenwolf. No.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, you got to it before me, Mike, which is incredible. I mean, my jokes must move at a tectonic pace, but apparently the way you vacuum is you vacuum to Neil Diamond. I don't know if you guys knew this or not. Because yeah, It's just like Sweet Caroline, ba ba ba. So that's how you do it. That was stupid. Stupid. I read, and this is possibly true, that the first person on Earth never to die has already been born due to medical advances.
Yep.
Yeah, and I thought, poor bastard, right? I mean, can you imagine all of what we go through, the shitty jobs, you know, the politics, the Kardashians, it's only made bearable by that faint promise of death's sweet release. And this guy, you know, it will never happen. I mean, like, I don't love what I'm doing, but it's going to end sometime. So I don't get it. I'm thinking, you know, some people are in favor of the death penalty. I'm not. I actually am in favor, though. If somebody did something despicable, give them the life penalty. You know, say you just buy him a couch and a lifetime subscription to Bravo and have him sit there. I think that would be worth it. So anyway, I'm going to close with a thing that 99.9% of people in Colorado Springs think is funny. And that 0.1% just hates himself, and I feel bad for him. But the Olympics are coming again, and I'm excited about the Olympics. I am. You know, they're doing all the qualifiers. They did the qualifiers. It was very interesting. A woman from China who was legally blind won the world championships in archery. Yeah, apparently all the other contestants had been shot by a bow and arrow. So and then in the sprinters, the Americans always have a good team, but we had one of them disqualified.
No.
Yeah, he tested for a banned substance, and I was surprised because the banned substance he tested for was Viagra. And I thought, well, there's one way to win a photo finish. So yeah, that one's okay. And of course, they're gonna, you know, in this Olympics there will be soccer, and I have a soccer joke, but it takes 90 minutes to tell, and it only has one punchline. You know, if you're lucky.
Not funny.
So I'm sorry. I mean, I actually heard Japan doesn't really want the Olympics. I don't blame them. It's like thousands of people are all going to descend on Japan and, you know, possibly kill them. Last time that happened, they just surrendered. So anyway, that's a Battleship Missouri joke. That was a stretch, but I think it's appropriate. So Chuck, thanks again. Mike and Stacy, all the comics who've done this and just made it a real treat to look forward to. So thank you, everybody.
That's very funny. My wife and I have a disagreement about vacuuming. I think any music is fine for vacuuming, and my wife thinks I should live in one. So
well, that was the ApocaLips Comedy Show, everybody. Give them a nice round of applause. We had Raghu Adibhatla, Ned
How about
Rice,
that,
Chipp
though,
Jones.
Chuck, why don't you just have everybody stick around for a while if they feel like it?
Right, we're not quite done with the show, but
What?
because there is a sing-along, everyone. So thanks to Elevating Connections and Colorado Comedy Shows, and to you fine folks. I think we'll walk you out towards the exits, and do be careful as the neighborhood is still, the Paycheck Protection Program is starting to kick in, but things are a little troublesome around here. So plenty of
transition there, huh?
Right, plenty of what we call arts entrepreneurs working out there on the streets, selling their various wares, and always loved this. They as they skate. Want to make sure I get the right pronoun there. And then my ride's here. Got to go. Mike, when we see the guy in gold, we know it's time for the sing along, and we'll include our YouTube audience. If you've never seen our sing along, it's very easy. We just follow Mike's Bouncing Golden Globe and we sing along to the song. Mike has to lead the sing along, except he doesn't know the words or the tune. Mike, here we go. We'll do it Lawrence Welk style on the 1 and the 2 and the 1, 2, 3. Lay down near apocalypse. Lay down and take your rest. Oh, won't you lay your head upon sweet Gladys's breast? I love you. Oh, but Gladys loves you the best. And I bid you good night. Good night. Good night. Thank you, Apocalypse. You joined and did your best. Made them laugh and laugh. Gave all your jokes their best. We love you, and audiences love you the best. And we bid you good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Shadooby wop wop. Shadooby wop apocalypse. Bam. Great job, everybody.
Great show.
Oh, I love you guys. Thank you for joining me
Stacy.
on Sundays. Stacy, thank you so much. Stephen Young, thank you so much.
Thank you all so much.
Michael Langworthy, thank you. Denise, thank you for stage managing. We appreciate you. And Chip, you are the king of callbacks. And thanks to Raghu and Ned, they had to leave. And Oog, son of Og.
Yes.
The part of Oog, son of Og is played by Ed Smyth. Thank you, Ed. Enjoyed all your wonderful characters. And to those of you who watched on YouTube, we just appreciate you. Thanks, everybody. And, tune in to our next adventure. We'll have more.
Yay.